Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Today we have an awesome guest, Miss Kate. Excited
Hey.
to hear your story and get to chat with you and just to have about 40, 50 an hour with you. So I'll let you introduce yourself and then you can start from the beginning when you first came in, you know, what you got into school, food, friends, it just nice, fun, raw, maybe.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shira. I'm so happy. And I'm not the person to tell me to start from the beginning because I'll start by telling you from the beginning, God knew me before I was formed in my mother's womb. So if you want me to start, I'm definitely those 40 minutes you're giving me will
It's
not
not
be
gonna be
enough.
enough.
Will
So
not be
we meant the beginning when God got you to the land of yours.
There you
exact.
go.
That beginning.
Yes. Yeah, I'm so excited so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. My name is
Thank
Kate,
you.
and I reside in Maryland. I'm so happy. Thank you for having me. Oh
Thank
my
you for
God.
being here.
Welcome.
I'm already getting emotional and we have not even started. That's why I say
Oh,
Oh.
you didn't need to tell me outside. Because I should be honest with you, sharing from how I came to America to here, it's so personal to me.
Mm.
Because when people see me today, they see me laughing, you see I love joking. I know I love putting a smile on people. And some of
Yeah.
them, they'll tell me, oh, I see leadership in you. Others will say, I see ministry in you because I really love working with youth. Others will
Mm.
say, what do you mean you're shy? And I always see confidence in you. But they really don't know my journey. And so what brought me here is kind of emotional. I came in United States like 10 years ago.
Mhm.
And to be honest with you, have you ever been into that point? Like, nasemanga that this is the point like job was in. Like, you have been through a lot
Mhm.
and you are like, God, I serve you. And I feel like you're silent on me. What's going on? You
Mm.
know? So coming here was not just a journey for me, but I feel like it was the change of environment where God wanted me,
Mm.
to grow not only mentally, but also emotionally and spiritually.
Mm.
And like praying, I felt like I was delayed. I was feeling like you're delayed. You know how you feel like, God, you're 4 days late. What else? Like Lazarus, I felt like I was your best friend because I do fast and pray, and Shiro doesn't do that, and I can see you already elevating her, you know, you know. But
What is she doing right that I'm not doing?
what is she doing? I'm not doing. But God tell us the level I want to take you, Kate, is different from Shiro's, and you just
Mhm.
have to be patient. And
Mhm.
that's why, God told Job, when you're done complaining, let me know so that I can bless you, you know?
Oh.
And the process of coming here, it can be tiring.
Mhm.
And then I prayed and then I started seeing the crowd of like, hey, it's gonna rain now. My miracle is happening. Thank you, Lord Jesus. But I need that patience to wait upon you to move to the next level. And
Mm.
guess what? I got my visa and I was ready. And
Oh.
I got my ticket. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, if there was somebody the devil was jealous of progressing, it is me. That's what I'm telling you. I was using that example of job because the day before I came, my flight was on Thursday. Yeah, my flight was on Thursday. And then guess what happened Wednesday night? The airport got banned. So there was a fire in JKA.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That's
So
when you came?
yes,
It was that weekend.
it was that week actually. It was that week because I remember I was leaving on Thursday night, I would say Friday kind of. So you imagine when when the airport banned, a lot of flights are canceled.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say I was in the middle class, and they are the first people to be put on the on the standby.
Mm.
And they were even selling, they will, give you an offer to sell your ticket so
Mm.
that you don't have to try because all the flights were canceled and there are people leaving. So, the first class people are given the first priority. And the middle class economy. And that's what I told God, please help me to be traveling first class because you get the first priority. And since then, I said, like, my mother told me I'm a child of God, you know? So, like, in me, I was so ready to get out of Kenya. So, like, there is no amount of money you could have given me to tell me you're not flying out of Kenya that week, you know. So I could see the emails. They're trying to, oh, we can even do this. We'll put you in a hotel. We'll do the, and I'm like, girl, just
I'm
ready to
going.
go. I was like,
That flight is for me.
I was ready to go. Like, it was so emotional. But, you know, when I look back, I realized that I was not really running away from my country. I was running toward my healing journey because I was really struggling mentally. And, you know, there is nothing so hard like struggling mentally. And you're the kind of people or person who always try to smile, put a smile on somebody, be an encourager, and be the strong one. So you can imagine, like, I'm seeing Shiro struggle there. I know I'm also struggling, but I can't tell her because I feel I need to give somebody else a chance. And, you know, because they always come to me because they always see me as a strong one, you know? So, like, me putting a smile and I'm like really struggling, it was hard. Like, somebody would be like, you are the people pleaser during the day. And at night, you're having those sleepless nights because of the things that you're going through. So, and then the funny thing about my smiley face, me hiding behind my jokes, it's only a few people who really pay attention that will really get to know that my okay is not okay. You know how we say, how are you doing? And how did we all start? Oh, we are all doing fine, right? But
Yeah.
how many times do we take a chance and ask somebody, are you really, really fine? Are you really seeing the cry behind that smile? You know, that was me. So that's why I was so ready to go. And I felt like I needed that, you know, that change of environment because God moved me here. You know, I don't know what to do, you know. And, you know, when most of the people struggle mentally, it gets you into that moment where you have low self-esteem. And, you know, when you have that low self-esteem, you get emotionally exhausted. That's the time you're at the lowest, like you're vulnerable. That you find yourself, you're doing something and you're constantly justifying yourself, even when there is no need to do so. I was quietly losing myself. You know, it was hard because like people around me like, Kate, are you sure? You know, but sometimes it's hard because you have been the encourager. Kate, you have always been there for us. How can you tell us, you know, why didn't you say something, you know? But sometimes you feel like, I don't know. I think I've reached to an end. And I got to know like maybe I'm not alone. And because you see, even the most people, even the comedy, they're the one, you know, committing suicide out of depression. And to be honest with you, I may not understand where they are, but I knew where I was and where I was heading. If God did not come on time, you know, I could not have understood that me, you know, getting out of Kenya was part of my healing journey, and God had it, you know, perfectly timing. And He had everything aligned. When I say that God's know the beginning and the end, I didn't mean it. Because even when I came here, I did not reunite with my sister immediately. I was like, God made sure, I don't know. I was just so ready to go. I was to go to Dallas, but I find like, I told you the confusion was in the airport, right?
Yeah, so you finally made it out.
I finally made it out.
On the same
One
day.
of the things I should have feel embarrassed with, I was finally so made it out. And you know how we were. I'm a village girl, you know. I even didn't know about the personal space. So at the flight, even the persons, I thank God for, for helping me have a kind person. Because right now, if you ask me for my phone, I may have to ask a lot of questions, but I was so excited leaving. So even the guy sitting next to me, I was already borrowing his phone. I didn't know about personal space. I didn't know about personal space. And then also, because of the accent, which you hear I'm so blessed with, so
Great.
I didn't know what to order. So I was
Mhm.
waiting for him to order. That one
For
I
you
don't
can,
know. And then the air hostess or the cabin will ask, and I say, like, make that too. So I was like, I said, please make sure that he orders something I can really eat because I don't know. So I was just copying, and you know how they say when you go to, you know,
Rome.
Rome, do what the Romans are doing. So I was
Right.
like, thank God. I think he's so innocent, so he could just smile and he could not say much. And
Oh,
the journey was so nice.
and you know what? I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure you're not the only one who's been through this. You know, most the first time you enter that flight is very intimidating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's people. Some people, most people seem comfortable, and you don't even know if they are pretending to be comfortable too.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's so funny. On my first flight, when I saw that menu, I didn't know what any of those things were, but I saw one that had rice. I said that one. The one with the rice.
You're
I'll
like,
take that one.
whatever the rice come with, that's what I want.
that's what
Wait,
me I
you
was
had a
making for
menu?
too.
Me, we didn't have a menu. Me, I was told chicken or something. I
Yeah,
was like, huh?
Wow.
kind
I
of
guess
rice.
chicken.
Chicken.
So when you arrived, did you had family here?
I have actually wonderful family in North Carolina. That's why
Okay.
like it's my past home. Because
Mhm.
when I came, that family like hosted me so well with my pastor. I don't know if one of you know, like I don't know if I'm supposed to, yeah. Canon Lawrence Bogwa, he have a church in Raleigh.
Yeah, he's a very good person.
He's
That
a very
actually,
good.
Birmo, that's who officiated in Jerry's wedding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, he was wonderful. He hosted me, and the first thing he came in and asked me, "What do you want to be?" And I was like, "Hey, I want to be a nurse practitioner." And he's like, "Why not a doctor?" Because so
Really,
I'm
why
still
not?
whatever
Yeah.
you are, Canon. I salute you, and I'm still working on that goal.
Good. One
Maybe
step
you
at a
saw a
time.
vision, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then he
So,
connected me with a great family.
mm,
And you see, I'm still struggling mentally, and I've not shared. But God have that perfect, you know how they say, God have that perfect connection. He connected me with the great other family members. And Jerry, you remember the wedding we were at? And I have never been hosted like that.
mm,
People who host you as a family, that's why some people even thought that she was my big sister. And with me struggling, they did not even interrogate me.
mm,
They didn't ask me questions. They didn't ask me what was wrong. All they told me, you're safe here. Just embrace yourself and don't compete with anybody step by step.
mm,
It's amazing.
So when you find yourself sometimes, healing with the environment that you're in, somebody just making you feel safe,
Welcome. Yeah.
mm,
somebody making you feel like you're in a safe environment, even without requiring to explain yourself.
mm,
Because remember, like I said, I felt the need to justify myself. I'm like, you asked me this and I'm already justifying myself. And even I didn't need that. But that's how low my self-esteem had because of the mental health I was. So
mm.
they walked with me step by step until I was stable.
Oh,
That's
That's
amazing.
Step
wow.
by step, they took me to church. You know, Jerry could always make sure that I'm active because when I'm in those dots, he could make sure I'm excited. Like I was just like a crazy young sister to her. She could take me to the park, we play with the kids, and I would tell her, like, oh, let me go to my fellow stay-at-home moms. And then like we could stay, and then I come and say, the doctor's wife, and they were saying this and that. And also she knows that I love math. So sometimes she say, like, oh, let's do these calculations. And we could do that. And then on Sunday, she makes sure if she's not going to church, she makes sure that I go to church with her mom because I could not drive, you know.
Mm,
oh,
And there too, I could engage with the kids. Pastor Rollins used to let me, teach the Sunday school, and that, bring joy to me serving because one of my love language is is act of service.
that was nice.
So that really engaged me. And still, they didn't, how sometimes before people let you like maybe teach their kids, they'll start questioning you, what's your background, what you do this, but they just, when I think about that, it usually make me so emotional because how many people will do that to you? Now they'll start asking for your background. I don't know, all those kind of stuff, God have been faithful, and I'm so blessed to have them, and I'll never forget all that they did for me. They walk with me step by step, and when I was stable and the healing journey was going on, because they not only took me to church, to hospital to make sure that I get all the help that I needed. That's when now they say, like, are you ready? They told me, take your time. If you wanna, start here, if you wanna transition, and then at the time my sister was also like, hey, it's time for you to come, But at that point, Jerry, I think felt like, hey, I think now you're ready,
Ready to fly.
ready to
A bird
fly
was ready to
and
fly off the nest.
yes, and explore. And that's how I moved now to Maryland to be with my sister. And I just, I thought me relocating was me now moving out to my other real family, my sister. But I didn't know that God was really repositioning me to move and meet my husband.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, it was, it was God perfect timing, because you see, from me moving, meeting a nice family, now relocating and, coming to meet the love of my life,
And you
it was
see, you got to meet him at a different mental state, which was
exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like,
yeah.
and that's why I feel like God didn't want me to meet him when I still had baggage and, all those low self-esteem, because maybe along the way I could have messed it up.
Yeah.
He made sure that you're ready. So wherever you are in your stage of life, even if you feel delayed like I was feeling, just know that God wants you to be mature and strong enough to embrace that blessing so that you don't misuse it.
But that's what they always say. It's in God's time, not your
God's
time.
timing.
Yeah, but when you're in that valley,
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard for you
It's
to
hard to
Yeah.
see it,
Exactly. Yeah.
hide.
But that's the point of faith, right? Like you
Yeah.
just believe it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the point of faith. But like sometimes the waiting process can be frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your faith is tested because you see, like, if you rewind what I was saying, sometimes you're praying, because even in Kenya I was serving God, but at the same time I said, like, hey, should I have been blessed, and what about me? My faith was tested. It's make you start questioning God, and that's why I said even Job questioned God, because all along he was not saying, he started very strongly, but all along he kept quiet. But it's got to a point that even he had a breaking point.
Yeah, that's
And I felt like that was my breaking point too. But God see, like, you don't know what I have planned for you. Because even me meeting my husband, even like, how people, make the vows. I was just so honest with my vows. And I told my husband, I never chose you. God chose you for me. I say, like, from the moment I saw you,
I
I told
know.
honey, I did not choose him.
Oh.
I did not choose him. I'll be lying. Because,
Oh,
like,
that's so sweet.
yeah, so God chose you for me, because
Yeah.
it had gotten to a point, like, you find yourself like making mistake and all the stuff, But when God chooses for you, because he say he don't have just plans for you. He have greater plans for you, And when we met with my husband, it has been great. He has been a greatest blessing in my life.
Oh.
So I always tell Jerry, you're part of this. You're part of this because if you do not let God use you to prepare me in my healing journey, I could have messed this up. And that's the reason why I'm praying every day that Jerry made it to my wedding, and she did with my baby girl, Yeah, we have been so great.
Oh.
Now meeting my husband, oh my God, I got my first laptop. No, not like how people get their first roses. For me, my husband bought me my first laptop in America. Hallelujah. Unajua sikuwa na laptop. He bought me my first laptop.
That's better than roses, I think.
Exactly, yeah.
I know.
I'll not lie to you. That was 8 or 9 years ago. But up to now, I have never been able to get rid of that laptop. He have even replaced it, but I'm still holding, clinging
old
onto
one.
that. Don't call me a holder, but it have that sentimental value on me, for me.
Yeah, memories. Yeah, its value is it's different.
It is very different. So he supported me, and I told him what the pastor, told me. And, he also bought me my first school bag to go to school and help me enroll because, I was new to the system and I didn't know much. So he have not only supported me spiritually, but also emotionally and, invested in me in a lot of ways that even before I could, believe in myself, because I was like, how do I go to school? And, after watching the Home Alone, the High School Musical movies, I was like, I cannot meet up that standard if I go there as a village girl. How am I going to talk English? How?
So how was it when you got into school?
Oh, it was
And
very,
what did you go to study in school?
when I went to school, I started with a small course. I did medical coding because I have somewhat part of IT,
Mm-hmm.
but with my love of needing or feeling the need to help, I ended up combining them. So I did double major of medical coding and public health.
Oh,
So,
nice.
so I did my bachelor's in public health at Towson University. It was a great journey. And, I got a lot of help because I don't like staying in one place. I love traveling. That's why I say part of my therapy is traveling. So if all the counselors can put prescription as vacations, why?
Yeah,
And insurance, make sure they cover.
that's
I
true.
think that would be part of what I would like. You know how they say you can get
Yes,
public
I'm
health
all for that.
policy? Yes.
Have insurance cover the travel. I love
I
it.
know.
Expenses.
Exactly. We don't have to kill our kidneys with all these pills they give us.
I
Let's
know.
go for vacation and enjoy the breeze and the waves,
I
And
was
let me tell
literally
you,
having this conversation today about like how vacation and changing
vacation,
scenery can make wonders.
Yes.
it does. And
Yeah.
this girl here, I tell you, she travels. Yeah, I am the one. I'm one who's over there following you online,
Yeah.
gallivanting all over the place.
Yeah, I really do love I really do love traveling is,
You know what? Tell us one of the most unique or one of the places you've been where you maybe was higher than you expected, or just one quick short trip that you that was like, oh my gosh, it's knocked you off your feet.
Okay, my favorite one that have always been my dream. Please don't say I'm saying this because of I watched Emily in Paris. No, I loved Paris before Emily in Paris. Please, please, I want to make sure. And so this was the deal, because I know some people will be like, how comes you have never taken your husband to Kenya? This was the deal. When you got married, you take me to my dream vacation and then I take you to Africa.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
so on our 7th year anniversary, he took me to Paris to have a Europe tour.
nice.
Oh my
Ooh.
God, it was breathtaking. And let me tell you, I know it may sound redundant to some people, but every evening he'll make sure that we go on the clock because every top of the hour, the Eiffel Tower usually like have those
Oh
clicks.
yeah.
And
Ah.
that's just to make my heart feel like a little kid,
Whoa.
Unasikia mpaka gridi ya magoro imeisha. You know that one.
Where? Just down here, don't speak Swahili.
Yeah, that one that's make your knees bend or shaken, however you put it.
I love Kit.
So that was, a dream come true. Like every time.
Translation.
Yeah, I do. To be honest, I do love Paris. I don't know if you can see the knee. You see, even the knee that's
Oh,
hanging in the Eiffel
nice.
Tower.
You do.
Wow.
You got three of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
also for our wedding, our theme was Paris.
Ah.
I do love Paris. So like
Oh,
him paying attention to those small things that I like, it's make me grow in love
yeah.
more.
Mm,
Mhm.
And that is so that is so
That's
amazing.
important, though.
it
It is
is.
very important.
Yeah.
It
So
is.
you went to school, you did a double major,
Yes, I did
and
a double major in
Mhm.
public health. And along the way, I got, to fall in love and be passionate about mental health because
Oh.
I knew firsthand
Mm.
Oh,
how many people are smiling outside, but inside
really?
they're breaking
Mm.
because I was one of them. You
You know,
know,
that's what they say. You have to be kind to people
you have to be
because you
kind.
don't know their journey.
That is very true.
Just because someone is standing in front of you, you just have to be kind. You don't know what demons and battles they're fighting
I
Yes.
behind
also
those
feel like
walls.
back home, people don't take that seriously
Oh,
sometimes.
they
They
don't.
I
just like,
know.
they're like,
They
what do you
don't.
mean you got problems? I got real problems, you know,
My problems are bigger than yours.
bigger than yours. Like, I don't have time to listen to you.
That
Yeah,
is
mental
very
health is
true.
Yeah.
That is very true because, like, I think either back home they don't know the severity of it,
Yeah.
or they just think it's I don't want to use the risk, but they say like those are the American diseases, not African.
That's true. No, it's true. They think it's
Yeah,
like
no, it's true.
not our
No.
disease type of thing. And then when somebody die or something happened, they're like, oh, witchcraft. Boom.
Yes,
That's
that
it.
is
Or
that is
they're
very
just weak. Leave
That's
them
it.
alone.
Yeah.
You know,
Some
it's
uncles
very
or auntie
sad.
did this to you and that's it. But it's like, you know, but you see the difference once you meet the person that actually put an ear and listen and take you under them.
that
So
is
it
that
changes somebody's life. Yeah.
yeah, that is very true. That's the reason why you had me say like I appreciated the family that God connected me with because they never questioned me. They never say like, hey, you're too young to, to be going through this.
Mm,
They supported me in all the way they could.
mm,
And that was a great transition, even for me starting the career, starting relationship again and all the stuff. So through that, having that experience and getting to know how people go through, because some people, they don't even go for counseling because of that fear.
mm.
You get backtracked, they'll be like, sometimes I could even hide, you know? So through that, I went ahead and did a certification in mental health first aider. So I'm not a counselor, but I'm a mental health first aider. And through that, I started a free mental health support in our church and also in the community. I used to have monthly sessions in our church, free of charge. So we could come and talk because, some of the depression or mental health people, it's either job, transitioning, the culture shock. Because some parents come here and they feel like everybody need to be a doctor, everybody need to be an engineer, everybody
Oh,
need
yeah.
to be, you know.
Sorry, Mercy. But
you know. So I wanted to be that person that I needed when I was struggling, a safe person and a judgmental person who can listen. Because sometimes what we do, we are talking, and we are not listening.
listening, yeah.
And that also goes to when we are praying. How many times do we pray and then like, have you listened to God? Have you taken that moment of silence to listen to what God really wants you to do? Have you listened to what, Mercy is really feeling without you being telling them, we use this language so many times. Be strong. How do I feel strong at my lowest? So if, you're watching this and you feel like, hey, I need to talk to somebody, we can talk. You can reach out. Like I said, I'm not a counselor, but I'm a first aider. We can work together, see like how do we help you get resources to get free counseling at where you are. They are even like anonymous. People think that anonymous think they're just for alcoholic people. No. We don't even say alcoholic people, say people struggling with alcoholic, What led them there?
Yeah.
Maybe they were looking for an ear to listen without judging. But sometimes you're not there. So in mental health first aider, one of the acronym we use something called ALGEE, 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 where you assess somebody, where you listen, non-judgmentally. You don't judge. You be like, you're drinking alcohol. By the time you take the bottle, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? Did somebody force it to you? Just listening, non-judgmentally, and also you give reassurance and information. It will be well. It may not take short time like the other person, but walk your journey. So giving that reassurance and helpful information of where can you get help. And also encourage them. It's okay to seek professional help. It's
Mm.
not a sign of weakness. It's taking time to talk to somebody.
Mm.
And please, if somebody come and talk to you, don't start telling them like, "Ai, Kate, hiyo tu. Unajua yenye nimepitia, you know the things that I've gone through." Because sometimes, especially as African, we say like, you have not even got anything. Do you know me? No, please, let's
That's
stop that.
true.
Not comparing.
Let's stop
Not
That's
that.
true.
comparing issues. Nah, your issues are not big, man.
They're
Yeah,
nothing.
they are not. So
Yeah.
let's get to know that how you tolerate your pain is not the
Mm.
same way the other person
Yeah.
will tolerate their pain.
Mm.
Because sometimes when somebody come to you, they just want you to listen.
Mm.
And it's okay even if you don't say anything. You're giving them a listening ear. They feel hard. They feel seen. That could be the string connecting them from walking out of you and committing suicide the next minute.
Mm.
Mm.
So please, let's stop this behavior of comparing and telling them, "Oh, you have not even me. We're already projecting our issues to you now, and you're the one who have come to seek help."
Mm.
So let's encourage one another that it's good to have a self-help. It's good to ask for help. It's good to support one another. It's good to take a break and have that self-care.
Mm.
Whether you're sleeping 5 hours and that's what's making you, all this, and now you add 1 hour, it's a good self-help. So us encouraging one another, it's help us to be your sister's keeper.
Yeah.
It help us grow together and save a life. Because sometimes people think like only way I can save a life, it's only when I'm a doctor,
Mm.
is when I'm this. It all start from that background of giving a listening ear
Mm.
to our sister or to our brother, and
I have
Not to
a
cut, not to
question.
cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say not to cut you off, but not that I wasn't listening. I was still listening. I was, I don't want you to feel like I cut you off not listening. But the certificate you did, how long is that?
It's funny. I was gonna ask about that certificate, and there's a network of
Yeah.
the folks who have it,
Mhm.
so that people can try to and how to contact somebody who has that certification.
Or
That-
you, yeah. Mhm.
yeah, that's a
Or
very good
you.
question.
Mhm.
You just go online and Google or type in mental health first aid. You can just start with that. Not just
Mm.
you may decide to go to college and do mental health certification for you to be a counselor, but you can decide to start just as low as I started, so that you can offer free help in your church, and you may be blessed or even get funding to get that grant. And most of the time, one thing I like about that class, it's have that flexibility. You can do on the weekends,
Mm.
because once you vet, it actually take like a month, but not every day.
Okay.
They work with your schedule.
Okay.
But there are those, especially when the assessment and the testing, you have to commit like I think 12 hours.
Mm.
Yeah. So, and it's called mental health first aid. So check on that certification. It's in every state.
Mm.
Check on the qualification. You may get the grant to do it for free. But if you don't, it's not that expensive. And getting to see the bigger picture, because most of us, we are asked in the interview, what do you like doing? I like giving back to the community. That is one of the way of giving back to the
Big way to
community.
give back. Mhm.
Yes. By learning something, and then like whether you're in the church, you're in your workplace, you can be able to assess and listen to your friend and even support them where they can. That's why I say, let's not be gatekeepers. Let's not be stingy. Like, I can spare 8 minutes to talk to Mercy or to listen to Mercy, because like I was watching another clip that was saying a friend needed help, but they didn't have that code word of how do I know, like, how are you? Sometimes we go for weeks without checking on our friends. But do you have that code word of, if your friend texts you, I need 8 minutes, that's an emergency call and you need to reach out, just listen, because how many times have we been in that situation? You're in somebody's funeral and like, imagine, and she called me, but I was to call her, but I
didn't get time. Yeah.
didn't get time. I usually say that 8-minute call does not mean that you have to be seated. You can be even in your car, in the bathroom, just call me. I just need a sister
Mm.
to talk to. And that really usually help. So moving forward with the mental health, I felt, especially last year, 2025, yes, I felt the need to go deeper. I felt the need that God pushed me to get to understand more of mental health from a biblical perspective. So I enrolled in a theology school.
Oh,
And currently, I'm pursuing a master's degree in divinity and chaplaincy.
wow.
And as we speak today, I'm an ordained youth pastor.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
wow.
Yes,
Congrats.
I fellowship with Emmanuel Community Chapel.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm also the youth director of KCFA Baltimore chapter.
oh.
I don't know if you have, yeah, I think you have KCFA in
Yeah.
there.
In North Carolina, there is so KCFA, for those who don't know, is Kenya
Christian Fellowship
Christian
Association.
Fellowship Association. Yes, and there's a chapter in North Carolina.
Yes.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
let me tell you, when I tell you I'm a child of God, remember I told you how North Carolina embraced me in my journey?
Mhm.
Guess what? You know we have KCFA in every state.
Yeah.
Tell me why, of all the places in in America, God chose that it's in North Carolina that we're gonna have a retreat center. Is it
Oh,
that
wow.
God? Is it that God? So you see, God made sure that North Carolina, I know a lot of people even, but he made it not only, we want to create that retreat.
Mm.
As we want to create that retreat to be a place of rest, healing, prayer, and counseling. Because as Kenyans, we can create that. Let's just say that's a way of giving back to the community. So the same North Carolina that received me,
Oh,
where I was broken, that is where we are building our first KCFA retreat center.
Nice.
So
oh.
Full
please,
circle.
yeah,
Yes.
so please Google KCFA in your chapter. Join
Yeah.
us. Right now we have a Nehemiah kind of projects because it's a women group that they are supporting. But that does not mean that men cannot also not join us to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So we are giving up those miscellaneous buying. There are people who get stressed and then they are buying clothes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do the
Mm.
One of
miscellaneous
them.
buying or buying new outfit.
Yes.
Impulsive buying to
Shopping
Yeah.
therapy
To
is
cope.
called.
Yeah.
shopping therapy.
Shopping therapy. I love it.
So in the Nehemiah project, what you do is like us denying ourselves buying extra stuff for like $50 or $100, whatever you can afford. And then you put it towards Nehemiah project, which is rebuilding the retreat center.
Mm.
It's a KCFA retreat center. And once you reach like $1,000, your name will be put on the wall. Hey, Shiro contributed. And then your kids will see you leave a legacy that I put a difference. I contributed towards something new. The other day I was decluttering and I saw like there's some clothes I have that they can't fit me anymore, but they still have tags. What does that tell you? I was stress shopping.
Mm.
So let's
Yeah.
stop stress shopping and invest it in a good way that will help somebody like me
Mm.
Mm.
by giving them a place they can go and worship, by gathering people who have maybe majored in nursing and stuff. They can join in together
Mm.
and like get to know where do you get help. I can go to KCFA Retreat Center in North Carolina and I know I'll find Shiro there and she'll talk to me because her availability is she volunteering. Whatever you can do that will help to put a smile on somebody. Let's
That is
invest
so
in
true.
one another. That's a way of giving back to the community.
It is.
Yes.
It really is.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
that you're
amazing.
such a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Kate, what are your plans after you finish your degree?
My plans after I finish my degree, oh my God, I'm trusting in God. It says Jeremiah 29:11, for I knows the plans I have for you. I'm dedicating it to God. Because if I can tell you, when I was in my 20s, I'm not saying I'm not 20, I'm still 21, but
Right? Forever 21.
forever 21.
Forever 21.
If I can tell you the plans that I had, God was like, oh my God, you're letting
No, no,
yourself
no.
down. I have greater plans for you. So I'm dedicating all my plans to God.
Oh.
My mission and vision is to work with the youth in the ministry and give back to the community. And not just say it, but really mean it. And that's the reason why even when I started the mental health in our community, I started as slow as it was. Even if it was 5 youths that came in, that was a blessing for me. And it's still a blessing. So don't feel like, hey, my ministry, when it's reached like 20, 50 people, that's when I'm going to start canceling them. That's when I'm going to start talking to them. No, you can start as low as you can. And because God provides, because people say like, hey, I don't have resources to start. Or sometimes you need is a room. And if it's summer, you can go to a park, sit down, have a picnic, talk. Because life in America can be so lonely.
Yes, this
All
is
we
true.
need is one another. We don't need those luxury vacation. We just did not say they're bad.
Wait,
But
I know, I was about to
sometimes
say,
you just need
what is
some time.
they're
happening?
very helpful.
They're very helpful. But sometimes you have to start from, that's having that staycation in a picnic near us, going to Wake Forest, the Wake Forest where we
Yeah.
picnic.
Yeah.
That's all. That's where we need to start our vacation, by talking to one another.
Mm.
And it's really helped,
Yeah.
because not every time that you see Kate smiling that she got it all together.
Mm.
She needs somebody to give her a shoulder to lean on. And I believe that goes to every one of us. You need somebody to pray with you. I remember it's going so down. I could call TBN. I don't know people who remember TBN because it's still old, but it was helpful. They usually have those 24 hours prayers.
TBN.
TBN.
Yes, I remember that.
I was
Yeah.
one of the members who used to call.
Oh,
Yes, one of them.
the channel.
The
Okay.
district,
The
yeah.
channel.
Please don't ignore that number. It helped me. It's part of my
I'm
healing
not
journey.
saying anything. I'm just remembering it.
Yeah, that is very, because like I said, when it's come to mental health, especially in our African communities, sometimes it gets shy. But getting to know I can call and nobody's seeing me, nobody can hear when I'm, it used to help me. So that's why I say, like, you're there, you need somebody to talk. We can check on the resources available
Yeah.
in your community. For me, I used to go like that, like I said, TBN, Right now, you don't even need to call TBN if you don't have to. There are free resources we can, that are out there. They are free. You don't even need the insurance. You don't even need to have status for you to get those kind of help. So don't be there and, suffer in silence. We are here for you. And I know you're there for me, because we all need one another.
Mhm.
And
We do.
it's a blessing.
We do. What I don't know how to ask, what are some of the ways you think people can use to get access to these resources? Like, could you maybe mention some of the resources for anyone who might want to call someone, maybe you or your contact, or, something.
Yeah,
And
you
if
can
they're in
call.
California, what other resource they could use there?
Yes, because every state have different places,
Yeah.
to offer. But I know like the international one is like the crisis hotline. Crisis hotline. If like for sure you don't know, like I know you can put my contact there, say like, hey Kate, I need resources in this place. Do you know somebody who can help? Do you know, where I can go? Because some of the public, Department of Health, public health, they always
Public health,
have
yeah.
those counseling. If you're
Yeah.
in college, in school, they should have 6 free sessions.
Mm.
Whichever college you're at, they always have those, when you go to testing center or, student surveys, they always have those 6 free sessions. You don't need to sign in if you don't want anybody to know. You just need to book your session. You don't need your insurance. You just have to say. If you need to call like international, you're having that, suicidal ideation, there is crisis hotline number we can put there. So don't fail to reach out to me. You can reach out to, Cheryl, and reach out to me, and then we can connect you. Because every state have those resources. Sometimes we just don't know how to go about it. And that's why I'm there. Somebody else is there and they can offer it. So if you're watching us and, you can be like, hey, I'm a counselor. I can volunteer 1 hour to talk to somebody outside my working hour. You know, I know in law they usually say pro bono. I don't know in mental health how they call it. They put pro bono hours. So I don't know in mental health how they do that. Or somebody can be blessed. I've been taught to, you know, to mentor 5 people or 2 people. It can even be that one person. And you save them. And you're wondering like, hey, how am I getting more clients? Because of that one deed that you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all.
Oh,
Wow.
that was a deep 50 minutes.
Yeah. It went by too fast.
Yes.
That was beautiful too. That was it's very kind of you. Very,
Mm.
very kind of you and very inspiring,
Yes, and
ladies.
I really appreciate. And if it's one thing I want people to take from my story is that you can be smiling, but you still need help.
Mm,
You get to know like you can love God and still struggle mentally. Because people wonder, like, you remember, I don't know about your village, you'll be like, hey, it's only pastor who always have those worn out coats here, you know, and you're like, wait, but the Bible says in his kingdom there is full of richness, you know. So that's what I'm saying. You can still love God and struggle mentally. That's why we need one another. And that's why the Bible says, let's be our brother's keeper. Being our brother's keeper, it's all that you see a need. Don't keep quiet. Let's help one another. You
Yeah.
can start over at any age. When I came here and be like, am I gonna go to school at this age, you know? I remember my teacher told me, USA means you start again. You
I
start
like
again.
that.
Oh.
So once you get to know that, don't let age be the limit. Why? Maybe I started nursing and I feel like it's not doing me well mentally.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay, you can switch. It's never too late. Don't compare your journey with somebody else.
To somebody else, yeah.
Yes,
I
because you
Absolutely.
get
agree.
to know sometimes God change your environment before he changes your situation. He can change your environment from, nursing, he take you to something else. Because he knew like maybe the nursing environment was not doing well for you.
It's not your calling.
It's not your calling.
Mm.
So get to know, I know people say American dream, but for me, I'll say like America was not my escape, but it was my healing ground.
Oh.
And, so today as I stand, I share my story with others who are healing too. Get to know you'll be there and just trust in God in this journey. And whichever means he uses to bless you, just embrace it. And start thanking him as you're waiting. Because that waiting time can be frustrating, can make you give up, but there is still hope. And
Always
it's
hope.
never too late. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa. Kate, thank you. Thank you for sharing your journey.
Yeah, thank you
Ladies.
so much. That was very inspiring.
Absolutely. You really what you were supposed to be doing, I think.
Yes, you are doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
It's true.
absolutely.
That is your calling.
Oh,
Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
all
I
right.
think it's time to call it again. This part always sucks when we have to say goodbye. But Kate, we will share your contact, so that's fine because you just never know somebody who might want help. If you have any good books or anything that you'd like to recommend, just share with us and then we'll put it and post it for, you never know. Somebody might get something out of that and
You
read
could
it.
do you could audiobooks yourself because you have a nice soft voice,
Yeah, that's
that
true.
people can listen to. Yeah, you
Yes.
never know.
That's true. All right, guys. Thank you so much. What a nice, lovely time we've had. And
Absolutely.
we'll catch up again next week.
Next
Thank you.
time.
Thank you, Kate.
Bye-bye.
And it's a database that has thousands of therapists that you can choose from. So if you didn't know about it, go to your work tomorrow and say, what is EAP? Where can I get that number? They'll give you an 800 number. Call it. Right now, many companies will have like 6 sessions or 20 sessions. I'm like, what? Because nobody's using them. So of course,
Interesting.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, go in there and just look in, they'll give you an 800 number, or you can go on site and go in and you can literally say, okay, I need a therapist who's a female, and I need her to be 45 years old. She has to have children, and I want her married because I don't want to talk to a young person that doesn't. It's a database. And then you see that person for one session, and your spirit and energy just don't. And you're like, I don't know. There's something about this lady or this man that I just don't like. Go back in the database or call back that 800 number and say, I don't think, this is the right person for me. Can I get another name? And always ask for 2, 3 names. Can I get another name? Because if you have 6 sessions, you literally can explore with 6 different therapists until you get to your person.